about our textile industry. And what they said was, this is a 2-day conference. In 8 hours, 6 hours, we have seen everything that you produce. Your range is too narrow. So our policy is to, in each sector, widen the range of products and widen the sectors that get involved in exports. And the other option is, when you look at our exports, they are limited to fewer countries, and we've got to widen it. And hence, we developed the Look Africa policy, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute. So that's basically what it is. And the policy of the government is clearly to move away from the 5 traditional export sectors. And one of the ones that we are banking on is the farmer industry. So this industry is important. But one thing I've noticed right across, whichever sector we look at, and to some extent farmer is no different, to some extent farmer has more challenges. So let's, when we look at all the industries, and let's look at farmer, I feel that the farmer industry is suffocated by the government. It is too much overburdened by the government. You can't do this, you can't do this, iske bhi check karo, ye hai, wo hai. Far, far more. And I've always noticed wherever the government is omnipresent, the industry does suffer. And that's what I feel, and I would ask the government to consider their overall presence. You people don't feel it as much as the other farmer bureau people. They feel it much, much more, that it is suffocating, and we need to have some breathing space. The other area which is bothering all industries, and it's also here, is Pakistani companies are not getting themselves registered with internationally recognized certification bodies. Pharma is part of it. I can give you the example in a non-pharma, same thing. We have a very good developed fan industry. So, okay, why are you not going to Europe? Why are you not going to America? Answer, we can't meet their safety standards. So the whole of that huge, the world's biggest market, America, is gone. Are you competitive? Yes, we're competitive. Then what's the problem? Certification. Same here. You've got your agencies, and you've got to be able to get yourself appropriately done. Nobody will just accept our goods simply because of the Pakistan brand. They have to have their own certifications. Our exports, one of the things we did, and I just mentioned earlier, Look Africa policy. I was very happy that Zafar himself came out there. If we can't get our goods into America and Europe, at least we can get ourselves moving forward into Africa. Africa, 1.3 billion people, 2.7 trillion is their GDP. So it's not a small market. We had a very successful conference in Nairobi. 100 people from Pakistan went, and we got We got 240 people from 21 African countries came, and it showed that there was some interest in Pakistan. And I appeal to our industry, please look at Africa. There is a tremendous market. We're going there again in June, and then we will have another one again in next January. So we're not going to let up on Africa, and we will keep pursuing it, and I hope that you people will do it. I hear issues of toll manufacturing. I hear issues of upgradation of our plants. What you just said, and I heard it as I came in, this 1% fund, again, there is a issue in the government. I face it because of the Export Development Fund is under me. And how do you, again, the purpose is let those funds be used and get the involvement of the industry. So this 1% being utilized more wisely, I support it. Zaka just mentioned to me that why should we not also use that for export development, and I think it's a very, very good idea, and I think the industry should look at this. We as a nation, I always say, export-led growth strategy, followed behind that is the import substitution. The big plus point that you have is that everybody needs at some point in time. You have a people of 220 million people in the country, potentially they're all your customers. Yes, it's good, you have to serve them, but please, we are in a debt crisis, and the only way we will get out of that debt crisis is to export and export and export. That is our lifeline, and it is something that we are working on. And as I said earlier, this presentation that Tariq Ikram made, he had made it to me. He's involved in what we're calling our strategic export trade framework. We are now systematically moving away from just purely textiles, and textiles. Textiles alone will not take us to the 100 billion mark, etc. We have to have engineering, chemicals, IT, pharma. And please, pharma is a very, very important export. 300 million, good, but nowhere near good enough. And that's where we have to go. We are talking of 2 billion, fantastic. Same thing is happening with all others. Rice export, they're talking of 5. Okay, let's sit down. The one thing that I will say is I don't know why the pharma industry, both the local and the why are they not coming and developing with the Ministry of Commerce an export strategy? We are here to help you. All the sectors have come to us. We've developed a strategy. We're now going to the Prime Minister with the Strategic Trade Policy Framework, where we are picking all. We're saying thank you very much to the traditional ones. Let them go. Let us concentrate on the development one. And you are one of those. The other important thing that has happened, and you people are very much involved in that, and that is the tariff policy has moved away from the FBR and has come to the Ministry of Commerce. And what are we trying to do? I want to, as a businessman, one is always worried that the tariff policy was always determined in the last few days of the budget before it goes to the assembly, and in smoke-filled rooms and midnight people are इसको ऊपर कर दो, इसको नीचे कर दो, इसको इस तरह से कर दो, इस तरह से कर दो. I've never liked that policy. I like an open, systematic, transparent policy. So we have already, I'm happy to say, we have already done our homework for the budget. All the 26 sectors that we wanted to concentrate on, we have got their recommendations, all in 3 baskets, what they recommend. And one of my objectives is that the industry, all of them, must have a logical, transparent, cascading system. I do not like to have a special arrangement for special companies as a policy. It has to be open for everybody. You can't do it completely, that I do know. But so we've got the basket of tariffs, the other basket of enablers. What are the enablers that need to help the industry? And the third basket is all the impediments that are hurting the industry, whether they belong to FBR, whether they belong to any other ministry, have all now been put on in a report, and between now up to the run-up to the budget, we should be able to get it implemented. So, to conclude, you're a great industry, but you can be greater. Absolutely no doubt. You have to come out of some of the shackles of your ministry and come forward, and I hope that in the coming years we will be able to realize that dream of $300 million export to $2 billion, and then we can be satisfied with ourselves. Till then, we have lots and lots to do. Thank you very much.